Hey Jehar, you good?
Yes.
You just got disconnected from the server.
Yeah, happens.
Alright. Hey Jehar, you ready?
Yes, I am. We've got Andy here, we've got Chiefin, and we are all geared up for the grand final of the Just Play Painkiller Duel Cup, hosted by Thresher and the rest of the Red Armor crew. Really appreciate you guys doing this. Really appreciate you guys doing the work of all the adminning and getting people organized and getting people on servers and all that crap. But right here, right now, we've got Andy versus Chiefin. Starting off their fight, actually, in the Mega Room of all places. Andy trying to make something happen with his shotgun, but burning off a bit of the Mega that he just grabbed away. Not even going in for the yellow armor. Chiefin is just going to survive that. Did he take no damage, or did he just recover that up very quickly? Well, either way, he gets away with the red armor and a beautiful rocket pop to the face, taking Andy down for the first fatality here on Sacred. Now, this is still best of 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to clarify, yeah. Otherwise, we would have to see that weird map again. Alright, but Chiefin taking away another red armor. Andy's going to have absolutely nothing to his stack until he grabs away a yellow. But he ends up eating a steak in the meantime, and so he's going to have to be a little bit more cautious trying to find an exit here. But too long, and Chiefin is just going to go, alright, I know where you are. You're not getting away from me. You're done. Making it 2 on zip. First minute elapsed. Mega helped us about 5 seconds after the minute at this point. And Chiefin going fairly, well, to us silent because we're not hearing jump sounds, but again, just scouting the map, looking to see where Andy's going to be coming from. Not being all that concerned about red armor at the moment. But following Andy on through, wanted to commit the fight, wanting to force him into a situation where he had to make it or break it. Well, so far, he's making quite a bit. Is able to get Chiefin down to 38 health, even with grabbing that frag. That still means that Chiefin has to recover fairly quickly here in order to keep Andy off his back. At the very least, that should afford Andy some time off the spawn to grab away yellow armor. It's still a bit early to make the play for Mega here. Oh, overlay. Crap. My mistake. I'm a noob. I just need to give people my phone number so they could just call me and yell at me. It's important. All right, but we actually have Andy waiting out for that Mega. It's going to end up being a mutual frag? Yeah, okay. So 3 up on 1. Chiefin's favor still. Red Armor isn't quite going to be up. He's able to take away the rocket launcher at the very least, but as a fresh spawn, he's going to be extremely vulnerable to anything Andy throws out at him. He's got yellow armor at the moment, going to be converting that over to red here. And Chiefin's still looking for anything to work with. I mean, Andy taking away both yellow and red was a bit brutal, just because Chiefin had to wait another, 5 seconds before he could grab any sort of decent armor without overly exposing himself in the main arena. Nice shot so far, though. Good aggression from Chiefin. Really good rocket bounces. Even though he's dropped down to 45 health, and great aggression from Andy. Coming out of the teleporter, Chiefin got a major pop there that really took away a lot of the strength of that armor. And Andy's able to wait this thing out a bit more. Mega's going to be coming up before too long here. Andy's got his back to it. He's going to be circling around. Not quite getting the grab, though. Oh my god! And Chiefin gets away with the Mega! Andy is just going to be stabbing himself in the face later tonight, I'm sure. Oh, that was Andy's place to convert into a decent stack, and he completely missed the item itself. Chiefin just came in right behind him and got the steal. Andy's not going to be picking up any items for a while. I think he's just going to be crying. Well, he's going in for the steal of red armor anyway, and this time he finally gets a little bit of retribution, gets the grab, evens the score a bit, as Chiefin doesn't have any armor right now. Wyatt should be back up in a moment, but he's having to spend a lot of time looking for that opportunity. Plenty of time for Andy to come in and try to do some extra damage as Chiefin goes in for that grab. He gets the grab without taking any damage, however. And through the teleporter game, Chiefin goes in for the rocket jump, as does Andy, which means that one of them is going to be stuck up there without any kind of stack whatsoever. Chiefin is dropped down to 10 health, but he's still going to get out of there alive, even if just barely. Waiting for yellow armor here would be a mistake, but hey, he's able to get that mega health again. So Andy gets his second frag up on the board, only 32 health left for him at the moment. Chiefin grabbing away rocket launcher and red armor, has every opportunity to just take down Andy if he gets the moment to do so. Andy's going to have a few seconds to stack back up himself. Yellow would be the better choice at the moment. Actually, it's got full yellow. Noob on me. So until red comes back up, there's not a whole lot that Andy can try to get. So Chiefin can maintain height advantage while maintaining control of the red armor. At least for the next 20 seconds or so until Mega comes back up. So if Andy can get away with the red armor steal here at any point, Chiefin's going to be in trouble. So his best choice is apparently just to camp it out. He ends up getting the grab, though, doing a lot of damage, not taking as much in the initial rocket shots as he probably should have, but Chiefin managing to pull down Andy, making it 4-on-2. And Mega Health should be coming up fairly soon as well. Andy's going to use that opportunity to get away with yellow armor, but oh, Chiefin this time doesn't even see Mega Health spawning back up. That means Andy getting away with Mega and yellow armor is going to be a fairly decent match with Chiefin having only red. Only red, I say. Yeah. Good damage from Chiefin there. And again, his hits have definitely been his major edge so far, and that's not just the ping. So 5-on-2, 4 minutes left on the clock. It's taken a bit of damage getting that red armor grab. And that should give Andy the opportunity to, worry about other items on the map. And hey, Andy got the last mega health. If you can grab this one, he's actually going to have a fairly good stance coming in for the red armor that will pop up afterwards. He's actually concentrating more on red armor at the moment, and with this stack, this is not really a fight he needs to be in. But Chiefin leaves up the red in favor of... Oh, did he die? Did Chiefin just die a second ago? I think I lost Thresher, but I'm not...
I think he's back.
Okay. That was weird. Like, when I switched over to him, he was at like 100 health, no armor. I was expecting him to go back over towards Mega. That was odd. Be that as it may, it's still 3-2, Chiefin's favor. Holding on to the map by a thread. Maintaining a little bit of distance here. He's got yellow armor. If he can grab away Mega Health, that would be nice, but it would be risky for him to just stick that out. And in the meantime, Andy's going to have full red. So Mega Health is definitely the place where he needs to set up camp. And make sure that Andy doesn't rape face when he comes back in. But Chiefin, all times aggressive, going back in for the red armor. Goes in for that steal, goes in for the damage, manages to knock Andy off of there. But Andy comes from behind, well, I think, with a beautiful rocket. Manages to snake, the combo through the window. Manages to get that range. And takes away the frag, tying it back up 3-3. With perfect timing on the Mega Health. In fact, Mega's made it all the way back up to, what, to 39 seconds after the minute? Wow. And so there's Mega burned off of Andy, but he's able to take away red armor. Chiefin, not a whole lot at the moment. Yellow armor's kind of going to be his savior, but yellow armor's not up at the moment. Oh my god, beautiful, beautiful rocket shots. What would have been a completely game-breaking frag for Andy there. Chiefin's able to defend that only just barely, but we still see Andy stealing away the yellow armor, giving Chiefin no choice. And Andy's still a little bit low on health, actually. Both popping through the teleporter. 4-on-3, Andy's favor, taking the lead with 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock. So Andy with a clean grab of red armor. About another 3 seconds before Mega comes up. There it is. And no challenge on that either. So Chiefin with yellow armor has just given complete control of the map over to Andy. Working some of the height advantage a little bit, getting in a couple decent hits. But he can't take that many himself, and that just, again, another red armor over in Andy's hands. It's not going to have that much of a long-term effect for him. So a bit of time burned off for Chiefin without a whole lot of effect. Andy spamming off on the teleporter in the YA room. And again, he's showing up very, very early for Mega. Nice, nice pair of rocket hits, a freebie amount of damage just after the red armor grab, actually. So this is the window for Chiefin to make something happen. He can almost catch Andy going over towards YA. Still another 10 seconds before Mega comes up. But that's 10 seconds that Chiefin cannot afford to be spending, you know, twiddling his thumbs and looking for that Mega. And even looking for any items right now, Andy can use that to his advantage. Say, okay, he's going to want red, he's going to want Mega, he can have them, I'm going to have the corner. And actually, Andy got the Mega himself, so how's that for ballsy? 10 seconds. Chiefin's not going to find him. He's going to play the teleporter game throughout the entire thing, and Andy is going to pull that together with a beautiful comeback and a beautiful map. 4-3, a single frag determining the victor of the first round here. But we're going to be going into second map very, very soon. And I believe that's going to be Andy's pick, yeah. Meatless, nice.
Here we go.
All right, wasting no time with the F3s this time around. We're going to be seeing Andy, and we're both going to be spawning red armor, actually. Damage-wise, though, Andy's going to get everything. Wow. Wow, nice. I'm just going to stake you in the face, that's what. And there's not even enough time with Chiefin spawn for him to get a clean grab of Mega. He still gets it, but there's still an opportunity for Andy to really just destroy him in that situation. So second red armor is going to likely be in Andy's hands, but he's going to be paying for it. They're going to be trading rockets. One more in Chiefin's face is definitely going to be giving him cause for concern. Nice chain gun as Andy comes over the board, and Andy wanting to leave that fight. Chiefin says, nope, not yet. Not before I get my one last rocket, and that'll tie it back up 1-1. Andy coming back in a YA room, just passing very, very quickly to pick up some ammo. Red armor is going to be spawning soon, but not before Andy sticks himself in the hole, loses the bulk of that armor, and leaving Chiefin actually with 100 points of red himself. Chiefin's just having way too much fun with those jump pads. someone should remind him that he's supposed to be shooting Andy. I think it was just looking for, honestly, I think it was just looking for the amount of time before he could, like, spam out Andy on the red armor. Like, without really exposing himself all that much, didn't want to open up that fight from Andy's end, but wanted to get a little bit of damage. But even for all that, he did only get the one rocket in. So Andy's got Mega, he's got red. Chiefin's got a little less than 100 health and yellow armor. He's able to get this grab for red, but just like the last situation, he wasn't really going to have the initial stack going into that red to really justify that. Andy's at 100-100 at this point. If Chiefin can grab away YA, which doesn't look like it's going to happen, yeah, Andy's going to get that. But Chiefin should now have enough time to wait out for red armor. There it is. And no shots coming in from Andy. So that ended up working out all right for Chiefin. He's able to get a much better stack than he has been over the past minute or so. Mega health is going to be up. Nobody's really going to be wanting to give that up, but Chiefin drops on down, giving Andy the opportunity to get it away for free. And here comes a couple of solid rocket pops, but Chiefin just has so much stack to burn through. And he's going to be pulling that together 3-on-1 now. 2 minutes 30 seconds off the clock. Chiefin avoiding a little bit here. Not quite wanting to stick around for the red armor spawn. It's going to be coming back in mid-map. Really dangerous teleporter to take at that point, though. Especially considering the timing of the red armor. Nice rocket pops, though. And there's a nice finisher with the bullets. And with the chain gun. I wanted to say chain gun, but it was like saying it's a separate weapon, but it's just the alt fire. We'll say chain gun. Yeah. But that'll make it 2-on-3. Chiefin working his way back in here. Andy still has total dominance over the Mega Room, but not enough speed in order to get the grab. Chiefin says, I got your item. I'm going to be leaving now. And he's going to try to get back in here for red armor, and that's going to be something that Chiefin is more than eager to punish. So Andy gets away with green armor, stacking back up on health a little bit. Kind of amazing that he got away with that at all. But definitely a very good play from Chiefin to just do the spam damage on the red armor. And he doesn't know exactly where he wants to be at the moment. Wants to listen to where Chiefin is first. Should be able to get YA at the very least. Chiefin is actually camping the red. Interesting play for him being down, 2-3.
6.
Especially since it doesn't really gain him anything. He just maintains his armor advantage. But again, really good rocket pops. Almost had the opportunity for one more around there. And with 31 health, survives the last one in order to tie it back up 3-3. Green armor is going to be a savior at the moment until he can grab red. So Andy coming back through. He was able to spawn and get a grab of yellow and Mega very quickly. So a really good spawn for Andy. One that should allow him to potentially turn this thing back around. Surviving with 81 health, he makes this thing 4-on-3. Almost about to hit the halfway point. But now he's only got that yellow armor to really recover to as Chiefin spawns up with red. So that lucky stack spawn was only going to be lasting for the one frag, and now everything else is going to be about even. So it comes down to the hits once again.
5.
No ambush damage from Andy on that red. Nice little bit of pop there from Chiefin. But it's going to be a flatland fight. They're both going to be taking a bit of damage. Chiefin does not want the fight to finish, however. So he's going to be coming back in for a red armor. Knowing the timing on it, Andy doesn't. And so he ends up missing the grab for that. But he's still got Mega health, and that's still going to be giving him a lot of survivability here. Chiefin really hasn't been all that aggressive on the Mega health room. And so, it's a trade-off that really isn't netting either of them anything. However, Chiefin's still down by a frag, so he's got to be the one to make something happen. Well, that'll do it. 3 rockets to the face. I don't care who you are. And a spawn frag. Beautiful stake as well. Tying it back up and giving him the frag advantage. Andy will be able to pull away yellow armor here at the very least. Mega won't be quite available just yet. Giving Chiefin that opportunity. Good rockets from Andy, though, getting Chiefin stuck back in the corner. In fact, I think that was a suicide. But but Chiefin still spawns with red. So going back in towards the Mega Room. Andy's going to be looking for YA Mega. Chiefin's already there. Andy still gets the grab, however, taking about 40 damage off the top. Nice spam there from Andy. And he's finally able to steal away that red armor. See, going in for the Mega Health was kind of ballsy, but it at least allowed him a quick and easy exit so that he could go back over to the other side of the map, assuming he survived that in the first place. So not a bad play from Andy at all. Now Chiefin's going to have to be the one to fight for these armors. This is just going to be a brutal, ugly fight, yeah. Leaving Andy with about 91 health, 100 now. 3 minutes left on the clock, and he's still down by a single frag. Not the best timing for red armor thus far, giving Chiefin the opportunity for that rocket. He's able to follow through with a couple more until Andy can get away. But now Chiefin absolutely needs to follow him onto the yellow armor so that he can throw in some pot shot damage. Andy's ready for it, so Chiefin may just be wanting to avoid. Well, with 56 health, that wouldn't be a bad idea at all. The only problem with that is there's not enough time for Chiefin to reliably get the red armor by the time his opponent gets back from stacking up on yellow and mega. So it was a difficult situation for him either way. That'll tie it back up 5-5. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. And so yeah, Chiefin having nothing this spawn around. He's just going to have to evade, avoid as much as he can. 15 health. He's still able to get red armor, though. So good for him. Decent movement from Chiefin here to avoid getting caught. But he needs to make this next frag, or the best of 3 series is going to go in Andy's favor, 2-0. Nice damage there thus far, but Andy's had some better shots with his stakes. Andy's, again, also very, very reliable in using the Mega and Yellow Armor Room to recover very quickly. So, 1 minute, 30 seconds. 5 on 5. Andy with Mega Yellow. If he can grab away this red, then Chiefin will have very little to work with. There it is. It's going to come down to the hits, and that's not a fight that Chiefin can win. Andy pulls ahead by a single frag. Oh, make that a telefrag! Or no, that was a stake just up the ass. I was just in denial there for a moment. 6 on 6. That'll tie it back up with a single minute remaining. Andy, no armor, but he's able to get a free grab of the red. Chiefin a little bit damaged, but he's got yellow. But he doesn't have timing on the Mega, which means that grab is going to be difficult for him. He's got to leave it up, which means leaving this situation without an ideal stack. He's going to have to avoid the fight here just for the next second or so. If he can grab away red, cool. But hey, good damage on the red armor spawn itself. He's able to survive just with that yellow armor. Really decent hits, knocking off a lot of Andy's support, which is really going to justify Chiefin coming in here, grabbing away the next yellow, and trying to do as much damage as possible. But if he doesn't do that damage soon, he may have no choice but to, you know, force this thing into overtime, which will actually be our first overtime of the day. 10 seconds. Still only got, you know, fresh health and yellow armor. Not a lot to work with. Andy's got a little bit of Mega and full red. There it is. 2 minutes of overtime added to the clock, as Andy still holds on to a superior stack, grabbing away the next red armor as well. Chiefin has essentially switched sides with Andy. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have the timing on the Mega, so he's been very, very unreliable about getting that grab. And whenever he gets frustrated with that and tries to come back into red, he doesn't have timing on that either now, which makes that very messy. He's finally able to get away with the grab, but after a few pickups, he'll be out 100, 200. Andy will still have the Mega and yellow armor. So Andy's still got a slightly better stack here. But they're going to be finding each other close range, kind of surprising each other. But Chiefin gets the rocket pops right below him between the legs. Just aim down, Chiefin says. Just aim down. Words to live by. And one's for him to frag by. He's still only at 100, 100. So if Andy goes all out here with his red armor, he may be able to pull this thing back together. But there's 1 minute left to make that happen. The silliest thing Chiefin could do is try to troll out all that time for Mega Health, which would be dangerous. But here it comes. 30 seconds. Chiefin just wanting to avoid. He's not going to have timing on red. Waiting for red now would just be a tombstone. Lucky you. But he manages to get that grab anyway. I mean, it's a trade-off with Andy already having red and going in for Mega. So there's the initial rocket. It doesn't quite connect, though. Just a little bit too late to take away Chiefin's momentum. And that one rocket missed will end up defining the entire match. 5 seconds, and with one frag, Chiefin will tie up the map score 1-1. Quit being so depressing, KMFDM. Alright, so now it's a toss, final one for the tiebreaker, yeah? Alright guys, it looks like our tiebreaker is going to be Absinthe. CPL logo and all. Oh, no, it's not. It's Blink. Okay, fine. Make me wrong.
Are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Tastes Clean TV, the final map of the grand final of the Just Play Painkiller Duel Cup, brought to you by RedArmor.net. We're going to be seeing Andy getting away with the first red armor here, going in for shotgun very, very quickly. And actually, Mega Health is already gone. No big surprise there. Chiefin getting the yellow armor Mega Health spawn. about par for the course, but really it's the second red armor that Chiefin needs to be ready for. Finally getting a grab of a rocket launcher, and now he's well prepared to be in this room and ready for the fight. Coming in from the top down, manages to get in that first shot, but really not an ideal situation for him. But getting in that pop-up, that's all he was looking for. It's going to be all about that stake gun. Pulling together the first frag, getting the grab of his second red armor, and now he is fully stacked, finding Andy in a corner. He's just going to be pummeling him into that, taking away the large portion of his yellow armor away. Still got decent protection from that, however. It's going to be another play for the red armor. And he actually manages to get away with it with only 68 health. So Chiefin giving that up. Still needs to come in to look for the kill. There's the next Mega. Andy didn't quite get a lot of damage off on that one, but he hasn't taken any damage off of his own red armor yet. Nice, nice rocket pops from Andy. And a quick RJ is going to be able to maintain his status quo on the red armor. Now Chiefin's only at 100 now. Wow, really even damaged. Is like... Oh, green armor's like 50%, right?
I think it's less.
Oh, really? Because it was like going down like point for point. All right, cool. All right, so Chiefin, Andy tied up one-on-one. Chiefin looking to evade at the moment. With only green armor, not a bad idea at all. He's able to grab away yellow armor without any kind of retaliation, however. And when you're to the down player, that yellow armor can be extremely risky. It's just a crap room to be in. But really good pops coming out of here from Andy. Chiefin's going to be trying to back out of here with 3 health, but his movement is looking a little bit slow as he tries to pick up momentum there. 2 health, no armor. He barely survives that, though he's not out of the woods yet. So he's going to be spending like the next 30 seconds just trying to get back up to 100, 150. Here's the 225s, that'll help. There's another 225s down there. Got to go back for the 50. He's looking for that red armor, though. He's able to get away the steal. Really odd timing considering that Andy got the last couple grabs there. But first 3 minutes, tied 1-1. Chiefin showing up very early for Mega here. And so camping here is going to be rather dangerous, actually. He's waiting for it, though. He's taken a few rockets to the face. He's now out of armor, out of health, and out of life. And he's going to take away the second frag on the board. Well, third, if you want to be a bitch about it. But yeah. But Andy's still got full position on the stack here. Not a lot of damage coming out of Chiefin. And oh, what? What? Did Andy lag? Or did I just not see that right? Or did I lag and I just saw his death message come up like a second too late? Oh, well, they're not...
I think he lagged, I saw it.
Okay, cool. Alright, Andy still comes in for the red armor steal and a beautiful rocket to the face pop, making it 3-on-2. Good recovery from what, to me, would have been like an absolutely devastating event. I would have started crying and tears would have been flooding my keyboard and I wouldn't be able to push them properly. Chiefin's able to grab away red armor, and actually, even taking that damage, he's able to catch Andy in the T intersection, give him nowhere to go, and tie things back up 3-3. Mega Health just spawned up, and now he should have proper timing of it, but Andy's going to hear that, not going to want to stick around for yellow armor too long, and is just going to want to evade. Another rocket pop there, or I think that might have been a combo from Chiefin. But that will give Chiefin the 1 frag lead. Really close games between these guys. And actually, this is one of the longest leads we've seen between these two in a while. 2 frags, yeah. But he's still got a little bit of Mega left over, as well as the fresh grab of red armor. Yellow armor is going to be gone. It's going to be in Andy's hands. Still another 13 seconds or so before we see Mega pop up. Andy does not want to show up here early. But I can understand the temptation. Another red armor should be coming up first, and right here, Andy should be able to keep his back to both of them. In fact, he's doubling back through the teleporter in order to make sure he doesn't get blindsided on his way back to Mega Health. So there's the grab. Good damage with the grenade launcher to take out Chiefin's momentum and keep him from aggressing all that strongly. So There's yellow armor and mega for Andy. About half red armor for Chiefin. So he needs this pickup to maintain strong stack. But he's going to bait it out. He's going to give away the item in order to do the damage, but that gives Andy such a big advantage on him right now. He just needs to make these next hits really count. And so far, like, very little damage dealt out there. Chiefin is stuck at about 100-100. Well, he would have been if he hit that 25. There we go. And another item taken away from him right in front of him. Didn't quite have the timing on it this time around. But again, he's going to be able to evade this thing ever so closely. Yellow armor's going to be back up. Not a lot of aggression coming up on that at the moment. There we go. Now he should be able to not sit here, but have a decent landing on the red armor coming in pretty soon. Or at least, you know, do some damage on the exit either way. So Chiefin's looking to play the room. So far, so good, circling, but he gets knocked off, takes a little bit of damage, and before red armor's even up, he's stuck down on the bottom. This is a huge opportunity for Andy to just flood in and make the frag happen. And Chiefin manages to spawn right in front of him. Andy getting some more freebie damage there. Chiefin getting away with about half his health. Eventually picking up items. A little bit of lag on my end there. But hey, as long as I can hear rocket launches, I'm fine. Alright, but 3 minutes left on the clock. Chiefin up by a single frag. Even with that disaster spawn, he manages to get away alive. He comes into the room just as it's grabbed, but just a hair of a second too late to do any damage on Andy. Chiefin loses his nose to that stake. But he maintains height advantage here, dropping down. Ends up being the mistake. He's able to shove in a ton of damage on Andy, but Andy's got plenty of time to grab away the next red armor and really even out that damage. So 28 seconds off of the 7-minute mark, and Mega Health should be in the hands of Chiefin, yeah. He's got 5 rockets to play with. Mega Health is definitely, you know, enough justification to set up on red armor, but he wants yellow armor first. And Andy was actually wanting to damage him on the yellow armor instead of set up a better position on the red. It ends up not mattering, though, because Chiefin ends up taking a buttload of damage there. Only defending himself just barely with that stake. Leaving Andy at 58 health. Chiefin a little bit better off. And this finally sways the amount of stat control in Chiefin's hands. But it's a very tenuous grip indeed. They can shoot each other. They can just, you know, jump around each other for the rest of the map. It's tied up 5-5. Chiefin a little bit light on the stack now, as is Andy, but he's able to steal away Mega Health and yellow armor, which leaves Chiefin really no options until the next red comes up, which was just taken away by Andy, actually. So now he's got to play really ninja, really undercover, and really not camping on the Mega Health for the next 15 seconds or so. Yellow's going to be more important than red at this point. This is not a fight that Chiefin wants to be in. He gets some good damage off initially, though, but he just cannot follow through. It ends up losing that frag. 1 minute left to go, and Andy just got another one on the spawn. So that was the danger there, and a danger that Chiefin realized fully. 2 frags up, and 1 minute left to go. Andy's going to be feeling pretty good here. Chiefin gets away with the free red armor for some reason. No good reason, I'm sure. So final Mega coming up. Does Chiefin really want to waste time looking for it, though? Waste time waiting for it? There we go. Good damage dealt out so far. And did Andy just lag again? Really? Well, that'll bring it back up to 1 frag the difference with 20 seconds left on the clock. I hope that was my lag and not Andy's. I really do.
I think it was you.
Okay, cool. Makes me feel better about things. But 10 seconds left. Chiefin's got the stack. He can do it. He actually catches Andy in the Mega Health room. 1 more rocket is all it'll take. Needs to hit the last one. 2 seconds in. No, Andy pulls it together. 7 on 5. 2 frags between them. Oh, that 1 rocket pop. All he needed was the 1 stake. Didn't happen. Andy takes home the championship. Chiefin coming in 2nd place.
That was great.
That was absolutely fantastic. Oh, good games, good games. So, dude, Thresher, thank you so much for putting this on. This has been an amazing event. It went a lot smoother than I thought it would, considering the limitations that I have and the limitations of the mod at times. But, hey, went really smoothly. You guys did a fantastic job administrating, making sure games are always available. Very little delays. A+, dude.
Thanks.
Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for streaming everything. And if anybody wants to play Painkiller, just check out the Cup page.
Yeah, it's got a full link to PK Lite, which is just the multiplayer edition of Painkiller. Totally legal and legit and all that jazz. But GG's, everybody. Follow us on Twitter at TastyCast, and you can be sure to see the VODs on TastySpleen.tv within the next day or so when I get a post up. All right, guys. See you later.
No. What's up?
I'm reaching in my cupboard for a painkiller. I need another painkiller. I'm reaching in my cupboard for a painkiller. I need another painkiller. They call it painkiller, let it go, painkiller. I need another painkiller. I'm reaching in my cupboard for a painkiller. I need another painkiller. They call it painkiller, let it go. I never tried non-saturated chemical, but I don't wanna die. I'm maybe